In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the response that Dkoldies gave me regarding the Nintendo 64 console that I purchased from them. I'm also going to be taking a deeper dive into the console. I'm going to take the heatsink off and see if I can figure out why it doesn't work. A lot of people said they think it has water damage, so I'm going to see if it has water damage. And finally, I'm going to be refurbishing a refurbished Dkoldies console. So I hope you guys enjoy. What's going on, guys? So I had a lot of people reach out to me in my comment section asking me if Dkoldies ever gave me my money back or if they ever reached out to me after seeing my video get posted. Now, I don't want to talk anymore about Dkoldies, so this is going to be the last video on Dkoldies. I got to get back to what I usually do, which is reselling. I go to thrift stores, garage sales, I go to Facebook Marketplace, I buy a bunch of stuff and I resell it. I just have a lot of knowledge in the video game industry, and I've seen Dkoldies videos for a long time, so I wanted to give my 2 cents. I'm not saying I support Dkoldies by any means. As you can see, the first order ever that I had from them, they gave me a defective console that was not even refurbished, so in my opinion, I'm not going to be doing business with them ever again, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't, because I know a lot of resellers that do ship off their resale bulk, and Dkoldies pays you either PayPal or by check, and they do pay pretty decently, so keep sending your old video games to them if you're trying to get rid of your bulk. So right after that unboxing in the previous video, I reached out to Dkoldies, I sent them an email, I told them, hey look, this is what you sent me, this is my order number, and it does not work. And out of my pure curiosity, I opened it up to see if I can see any telltale signs why it doesn't work. And when I opened it up, it was absolutely disgusting on the inside. It does not look like it was refurbished like it claimed to be, and I'm very upset. So after that email, they messaged me back pretty quickly actually, and they said, hello, thanks for reaching out to me. I am very sorry to hear that you're having issues with your console, but prior to sending anything back to be exchanged, please try these quick tips to resolve your issues. So it sounds like they knew I was pretty upset that what they sent me was garbage, and instead of being quick to exchange me or give me my money back, it seems like they kind of deflected it and said, hey, you need to try these tips out to see if you're the reason that this stuff's not working. So make sure you try each of these steps before we go further on with the process. So before they told me the first tip, they say our games and consoles are cleaned, tested, and working before shipping out, and these tips have always resolved 99.9% of all problems that occur. Number one is make sure that your TV is correctly set up for Nintendo 64. HD TVs may need adjusting. A Nintendo 64 TV display signals are 240p to 480i depending on the game. If your TV shows a no signal message, it may detect automatically and make the change, but this could take 5 minutes to recognize even with the game powered on. So that first tip is nothing to do with our console not working, so let's move on to the next tip. Make sure your AV cables are properly connected. So as you guys saw in the previous video, I didn't even touch the AV cables. I plugged in my garage sale N64 and it started up perfectly, so it's not the AV cables. The third tip they gave me, which is probably the funniest, is when
Good blow into the cartridge.
Blow. So as you guys saw in my previous video, I did blow into my cartridge, but that's because it is just a testing cartridge. I don't care about that game at all. I got it for a couple bucks at a garage sale, and I specifically only use it to test all of the Nintendo 64 consoles that I buy at garage sales and thrift stores and off Facebook Marketplace before I sell them to make sure they work. So I do not recommend blowing in your cartridges. The only reason I do it is I don't care. But for the fact of Dkoldies, a huge company who sells tons and tons of Nintendo 64 games, to tell their customers to blow into their cartridges, which is probably damaging every single one of them, that is absolutely crazy to me. So they go on to say, it may sound silly, but you should go and blow into your cartridges because the tiniest piece of dust can prevent the game from starting up on your console. Like I was saying, I find it crazy for a business to be telling all of their customers that, especially when blowing into your cartridges, the condensation from your breath can damage the pins and then your game won't work. I don't know if they tell their customers this so they buy more games from them. The games that come from Dkoldies are very expensive, almost double the value you would find on eBay. So I don't know if they're deliberately telling their customers this, but I highly recommend that you don't do it just because you saw me do it, because like I was saying, that game is from a garage sale and I only use it to test consoles. The last tip they gave me was, when all else fails, clean your console. So I paid almost $100 for a Nintendo 64 that was supposed to be refurbished, and you're telling me to clean it because if it doesn't work, it's dirty, but you refurbished it before sending it to me? So after he sent me the email with all the tips in it, I literally told him, hey, this console still does not work. I don't think I should be cleaning it because it's a refurbished console that you cleaned already. Why am I getting this product and then it not working, and then you're telling me to clean it because that's the reason it's not working? That doesn't make sense to me, so I just said, can I please have my money back? After that, he emailed me back pretty quickly and he said, hey, thanks for reaching out. I just created a replacement order for your Nintendo 64 console to be sent out with you along with a prepaid shipping label. You think I want another console when the first one that you gave me wasn't refurbished and it doesn't even work? No, I don't want anything from you. I told the guy, I said, hey, can I just have my money back? Please, please don't send me anything else. He emailed me back and he said, hey, look, here is a prepaid label. Put it on the package and send it back to the post office, and then we will give you a complete full refund. Although I had to jump through a ton of hoops with the support, with them telling me, hey, before we do any sort of transaction, can you try to fix it? And okay, since you can't fix it, we're gonna give you a replacement. And then they finally go to, okay, we'll give you your money back with a prepaid label. It was kind of tedious to go through the support. I don't know if that's how it is with everybody, but that's what they told me, and I'm gonna send back the console to get a full refund after today's video. So a lot of people in my comment section were saying that I never showed the jumper pack in the Nintendo 64 when I was testing it, because as some of you may know, the Nintendo 64 needs a jumper pack, otherwise it won't turn on. So I still have it all apart, and I'm gonna show you guys the jumper packs in, and the damn thing still does not work. Okay, so as you can see, the top is still off of it. This is the jumper pack. I have the jumper pack inside. I have the power and the aux in, and I'm going to put the game in, hit the switch, nothing. Take the game out, put it back in. This console does not work. I don't know why. People were saying in the comments it looks like there's water damage, so I'm going to be taking off this heatsink, and I'm gonna look at the board and see if we can see anything that may be the reason why that this system is not working. Okay, so here's the console exactly how I left it. You can still see all of the dust on the inside. This is what people thought was water damage and the rust or that sticky stuff. But I'm gonna take this part off right here, the heatsink. It is held on with like 10 screws, and then over here as well, I gotta take these off. So I'm gonna take all that stuff off and get to the board. Okay, so this jumper pack shield comes off first. Then there's a little shield right here at the bottom. Then the top part. Last part we got is this heatsink right here. There's a little piece again. And moment of truth. Wow. Let me show you guys a closer look. Okay, so right in this chip, you can see all of that dead skin and oil and muck all the way around. There's like a big ass hair on there. On the other side, there's like, I don't even know what that is. That's like a piece of wood? Yeah, that's like a piece of wood or something like that. That was on top of the board, caught in a little like blob of grease. This is disgusting. There's like, yeah, that is so disgusting. I didn't even get over here. Look at this. Caked up dust all up in there. That is disgusting. This thing is filthy. Let's look over here. Oh my God. I don't even want to touch that. I want to put some gloves on. This was caught up in like a grease pocket on the leg of the chip. If you look down in there, it is absolutely filthy. There's so much like dead skin, crumbs, dust. This thing is disgusting. I'm going to clean this board up with some alcohol, just seeing the state that it's in. And hopefully, and maybe that is the culprit. Maybe there's a short somewhere. And if I can actually get this thing to work after refurbishing it, that is insane, because Dkoldies said they refurbished this thing. And this is what it looks like on the inside. So I'm going to refurbish it actually for them. So that way when I go to send it back to them and they send it right back out to another customer, the customer is actually going to get what they ordered. So let's go ahead, clean this thing up, and see if we can refurbish it. This is, you guys, you see all of that stuff that is coming off of these legs of the chip just caked up inside there, and all of that stuff is coming off just with some alcohol and a toothbrush. Dude, that is insane. Okay, so I just got done scrubbing everything down with some isopropyl alcohol as well as a soft bristle toothbrush. And I got in all the nooks and crannies. All of that gunk that you saw in between the chip legs, that is all gone. All the little hair and skin and crumbs. This thing was disgusting, but I cleaned it up pretty nice. I got all the dust out from the side of the case too. I think I did a pretty good job for a refurbished job on a console that was already supposed to be refurbished. So shout out Dkoldies. you should put me on your payroll because I'm doing your job. But I am going to put a game in here now, and hopefully after all that gunk was cleaned out, this actually works now. And if it does, that's going to be insane because they sent me a console that doesn't work because it needed to be refurbished, and I purchased a refurbished console and it doesn't work. So let's put a game in here and see if it works. So I hope me cleaning it isn't the reason that it hasn't been working, because this thing was supposed to be cleaned in the first place, and for it to not work because of something that they should have already did, that's going to be really funny to me. So let's go ahead and plug in the cables, white to white, yellow to yellow, turn the TV on. Obviously the top's off, but we don't need the top to turn on the N64. We have the jumper pack in and the 2 corresponding cables. Here's the initial game that I used. I got this at a garage sale like I was telling you guys, and I used it for testing all of my consoles. Here is the moment of truth. Let's see if cleaning all the gunk off the board was the reason that this thing doesn't work. Oh my god. Oh my god. It starts right up. As you can see, me cleaning it like it should have been done already. I refurbished it and it works. Oh my god, that is so funny. I really hope that Dkoldies sees this, because for one, you need to put me on your payroll, but two, how can you sell me a refurbished console that wasn't even touched, that I had to refurbish myself to even work? Can you explain that? I don't know if I'm gonna send this N64 back anymore because it works, and I might keep it as a souvenir to constantly remind myself of my first Dkoldies purchase. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This was an absolute crazy experience for me. I thought I was just gonna receive an overpriced console that had a warranty and maybe a few dings and dents there and a little bit of dust. I didn't think I was gonna receive a console that didn't work, and I really didn't think I was gonna see all that gunk inside on top of the board when they told me it was supposed to be refurbished. That's gonna do it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one.